So we'll check here. So first we have installed axios. So so here we are importing the textures from axios. So we'll check either this axios is installed or not. So we'll go and check in package.json, because all the installed library will be 1 minute. Okay, so we'll check. We have installed that axios npm iaxios or npm installed axios. So it's there in package.json. So whatever the library we are installing, it we can check it over here in dependency section. Okay, or if you're doing for the development only, that will come in the dev dependencies. But here we will check. We were already installed this, right? Axios. Okay, so now we will check how we were calling this. So first of all, we have created one component. Okay, so here you can check. So first we imported the axios library. After that,
सर आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
नहीं आ रही है अभी भी. हेलो. Other people are also facing same issues. Neeraj,
Yes.
No, it's fine.
It's fine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to speak little louder. Cool. So we come over here. So we'll check two things. One is use effect. One is use state. Last class we also learned about that some life cycle method of React. So we'll recap that also. React life cycle method. Cool. So this is life cycle method for class-based component. If you see over here, so first we are in an initializing that in constructor, you can say state and props. We were initializing that. After that, rendering things or paging thing, or you can say mounting phase will start. Once the page will start loading, that will call the mounting thing. So the life cycle will be like component will mount, means just before the render or just before the mount, this method will call. After that, render, then component did mount, just rendered. Okay, so just after the render, like this is the mounting phase. There are main three phase: mounting, updating, and unmount. Okay, so in mount, if you check, there is one function, one method we call before, just before the loading the page. Like this page is going to load, right? Okay, so just before loading this page, one function will call, that is called component will mount. After that, render, because page will start loading, and just after load will call component did mount. Okay, so this is the mounting phase. Will come the updating section. Will this component will discuss later. So first of all, in update, it will check like component should update or not. Means component should update or not means if there is no changes in component, either it component should update or not, this kind of decision it should take. If it's true, then it will update, otherwise it will not update. So if you check over here, should component update, if it's a true, it will update, otherwise it will not update. Okay, cool. So here you can say component will update. Once this component, should component update, if you are passing true, then component will update. Okay, component will update. What it will do, again it will call the function just before updating the page, right? Okay, then render means after updation is going on, then just after the update, component did update will call. Okay, so these are the mounting section, these are update section, and if you are closing some of the things, you are unmounting some of the things, that time component will mount is call will call. Okay, now as we know, we are using a class, not using class based component, we are using the functional component. Here we are using hooks. Actually in functional component we didn't have lifecycle method and a state. So with the help of hooks we can achieve lifecycle method and state also. So if you check over here, we are importing two things. One is use effect, one is user state. So we also learned earlier, right? So with the help of user state we can create state. So like if you see, this is the state name, this is the function by which we can change the value of a state. Okay. Second is use effect. What is this use effect? Okay, so with the help of use effect we can achieve lifecycle method in functional component. With the help of use effect we can achieve lifecycle method in functional component. Okay, so if we check, we were using use effect. Inside that we were using two things. Use effect need two things. One is function, second is dependencies array. Okay, one is function, second is dependencies array. Okay, so if while using the use effect, first of all you have to consider this is the part of lifecycle method in functional component. Means before render or after render or at the time of date, this function only will call. Okay, so this part will use for render things, right? Mounting things, and this is we will use for update section. If you have to, suppose you want to give some name, if the change the value name will name of the value will change, then that time also it will call. This concept will learn later, but as of now the mounting thing we will check it from here. So we were using use effect. What use effect does? So use effect, with the help of use effect we can achieve life cycle method in React.js. Okay, so our requirement is we are also using that some fake JSON, right? See the fake JSON. You can check over here. See, if we are calling this, right, we are getting lots of data, right? We are getting lots of data. Okay. So first of all, what we need to call this API. So how we can call this API? So with the help of axios we can call the API. From where we are getting the axios? Axios is a library. We already installed it. How we installed it? npm I axios. Okay, or npm install axios. So again we will check it's there or not. So it's there. So now we can import axios from axios. Okay. Then we have created one function called get product data. Means this function will get the product data. Inside that we will write the logic. So here we have, so this method of API is get. So what we have used? Axios.get. And last class also we learned about few methods in API calling, either get, post, put, delete, patch. So if you have to get the data, what method we will use? Get method, axios.get. We have to take the data from DB. Okay. If you have to add some data or submit some data, what method we will use? Post, axios.post. If you have to update some value, so which method we will use? Put or patch. If you have to delete, then delete method we will call. Okay, cool. So here we have to take data. So what we did, we call the API axios.get. Axios is library, and which method we want? What, first of all, what is our requirement? Our requirement is to get data from this API. Okay, that this is the API URL. Okay, on this URL, this location, some data is stored. So we want to get that data. So we'll call axios.get this URL, then dot catch. So we also learn about dot then and dot catch. If it is the successful, no blocker, it will come inside dot then. If it is some error, it will come inside the catch. So once this API will call and it is successful, we can check line number 16, it will call. So let's check that first. Okay, inspect it. So if you want to go inside the product page, so we'll check which route it is. So we'll go to the app.js. Here we will check for product we are using path is product. Okay, so it's showing this is product page. We didn't have added any styling or thing, but here you can see line number 27. Line number 27. Line number 27 we were calling all the things, and line number 16, right? Line number 16. Go to the line number 16. Here you can see around 20 data are coming. 20 data are coming. So once we get the data, what we were doing, we check one if condition. If response.data is there, then set product data. And why after getting the API call, why we are setting inside the state? Okay, because we also learn about a scope, right? A scope in JavaScript, local scope, global scope, functional level scope, block level scope. This thing we have some idea, right? Because what's that? So if you create any variable, let let data set is equal to something. Now if you call this somewhere here, okay, now check, see some error is coming, right? Data set is not defined, line number 29. Okay, if you check over here also, somewhere the issue will come. So line number 29 is saying data is not defined, but we already defined this data. But where we define? We define inside this get product data. And where we are checking, where we are looking for, we were looking outside of get product data. Okay, we are defining where? Inside the product data, and where we are checking outside the data. So basically this function, this variable is locally scoped inside that function. This is local for this function. Okay, but we were checking outside. If this function is locally scoped, how we can access outside? If you want to access everywhere, you have to assign this variable outside somewhere like here, then it will not give any issue, right? So that is called block level, or next class we will discuss this also. So the same thing, if you want to get data from here to here, we will not get it, because finally we need data to show on UI. If we get data here and we want to see data is coming inside this get product data, and we need inside the render return. So these two different functions are there. Here this get product data is a different function, return is a different function. So how we can get this data from here to here? So simple way, we'll create one state called product list. That's why we have created a state. if, while creating any writing any line of code, we have some purpose. Otherwise why we would do this? Okay, so why we have created this state? Because we have to store data inside the state. And why we are storing in the state? Because state is globally accessed within this component. So now we have some function set product list. What set product will do, that will change the value of a state. So whatever the data coming from the API, we were storing inside that. Okay, cool. Now we can check, we were storing inside that product list. So we can access, if you come here, we can console it. Let's remove this first. Okay, So now we were doing the console log for this. We were checking the value is coming inside or not. So we come here. So line number 27, the data is coming. Line number 27 is what? I remove one line. That's why it's now 26. Cool. So if you check over here, yeah, line number 26 is this much data is coming. Now we have some data. We have some data coming from the API, and after getting the data from API, we are storing inside that state product list. Okay. Now we know like we have around 20 data inside this product list. So what we will do, we will try to show this data on UI. So as we know, we have once we have the data, so we'll check the type, like what is the type and like in which format we have stored the data. So if we check over here, this is coming inside the array. Okay, this is coming inside the array. If you do not want, if you want to check, go to the network. Okay, here you can get product. You can see this is the array symbol, right? A square bracket. Inside that there are all indexes from 0 index. This is like that till 0 to 19. The data are there. Okay, cool. So now we will check what are the things we can show. So there is category, description, image, price, rating, titles, right? The few things are there. Okay, cool. So what we will do now, so we can give some h3 product. Okay, product list. You can give any name, class name. We can give text align center. So basically give text center. Cool. Yeah, product list is coming. If you want to give some margin padding, just give my. It will take margin from y-axis. Cool. After that, we need to show data. Okay. After that, we need to show data. So what we will do? We have data inside this. Okay. So now, so we have around 20 data. So we can create. What we can do? We can do in row column. So every column will have 2 3 data like that. So we can do. So give div class is equal to row. Inside that, just map it. Product list dot map. Okay. How we are using map inside that? So we can give two things, data or index. So first we'll check return if class name call sm. We can give 4. So three sections will come. Cool. Inside that we can use card also. If you want, you can beautify your code. Class name card. Okay. Div class name card body. Here we can say as of now for testing purpose we did high. Okay. Format document. Okay. Now see. So we can see around 20 data are coming. So first of all, we can see these all things are like we need some gap between these two. So we'll give while writing this, we'll give some my. So there will some gap. Cool. Now we can see at least we have uh, around 20 cards are there. Every card have high because we did hard coded thing. Now you can notice there is a scroll, right, in x-axis, like horizontally a scroll. We do not want. If you're getting this, means your page is breaking, your page is not responsive even. Okay, so as of now this is coming, so get rid of this. Either you can do here class name container fluid if you want full width, or just container, like that you can give. See, cool. So you can see that now horizontally a scroll is not coming. Now vertically is this coming, that is fine. Okay, but horizontally it should not come. So that's why either before going to use div row column, either wrap it by container or container float. Container float will take 100% width, container will take like gap from both sided. Okay, so now we can see. So as of now we did hard coded thing inside the body, but let's inspect it, and whatever the data we need, just we will show it over here. Okay, so we'll check which are the data are coming. So first of all, there are some title. Okay, after that image, price. So what we can do, first we will show the image. So div class name, you can say we'll create the custom one, image container. We name have, sorry, just image container we have given. This is the custom css we are going to use. We can use, if you have that bootstrap classes, you can use it. Okay, but sometime you will not able to achieve a style like as you desire, so you can use your own thing. So here what we will use, image hrc. So where the data is coming, data is coming inside the data. Okay, and data is how it's a object. So if you need image, so how we will get data from image, dot the key name image. Okay, as of now just save it and check. See, these kind of data are coming. Okay, but it's not looking beautiful because the images are like bigger, right, bigger than their container. So whatever we were using like call 3 call 3 call 3, or call 4 call 4 call 4, right, because we are using 3. But image is come like bigger than, way bigger than this. So what we will do, so we have created this image container. Okay, copy it. We have that app.css things. We'll go inside here. Okay, here we will give width. First width is 100%, not more than that. First do that. We'll check either we saved it over here or not. Width this. Then there is a property called overflow. Overflow hidden means inside the content is overflowed, right? Overflowed. So that should not be go outside of this. So that overflow thing should be hidden. So we can check half of things, half of image are showing because we have override the overflow things. So we have used the property called overflow hidden. Okay, now we have to adjust this image. Adjust this image so it all the image should like we can show it over here. So we'll come here where the product is. If you're not able to see, just control P, product. Okay. So now we'll give class name over here also. Class name is equal to, just give product image. Okay. You can use whatever the name you want. So now we can give the same width 100% and try either it's working or not. Cool. So now you can see all the images are coming inside the box. So what we did, actually we did, so first of all we have created one image container, so that we're taking that it should take only the 100%, whatever the width of that call SM3, it should take that much only. And if you're anything inside the content, so like image size was big, so the box size is 20 pixel and image is 100 pixels, so obviously it will be override, right? The overflow will become, image will not come inside that box. So for that, what we did first, we have added one property called overflow hidden. Means if the image will overflow, so that much section which is coming inside the box. Okay, first we did that. Then later what we did, whatever the box size, the image size will be that only. So we did product image is 100%. 100% it will refer to this much only. So it's coming now. If you want to give some particular height also, it will okay. Let's give 200 pixel and check. Yeah, like that is coming. You can increase 50. Cool. It's up to you how you want to give your style thing over here. Either you can give 300 also based on your requirement. Cool. So now we can see somehow it's looking good. Okay, so as of now, what we have shown, just image we have shown, right? So now we will check there is some title and other thing also. Come on the console. For every data, there are some description, right? Like man's clothing, di categories man's clothing, description, title, ratings, price, these all things are there. So first of all, after image, what are the things we can show? Just closing this. 1 minute. Product.js. So after image, we can show the title, div, class name, something as of now we give, and we'll use close this, and here we will use data.title. Why we are using data.title? Because the product list contain all the data. Inside that, the one data like map iterate, right? So every time one data will come. So every time like this data, after this data will come inside the data, and data is an object, and we want the title thing. So how we can take data from object? Data.title. So now first we'll check that. Okay. So hard coded bits will not give. Okay, let it be. So now we can see some description or something is coming. This is kind of title. Okay. Now what we want some div price also. Class name as of now will not give. Here will give only data.price. Data.price. Okay. So you can make it bold or something, right? If you want to give, you can make it bold. It's up to you. You have to enhance your styling. So I'm just showing this. Okay. Two things. Or you can give rating also here. Rating, how you can do, just figure it out. So either you can use a star or something. You have to do it. Just try it by yourself. So we can see we had the API, we call the API, we get some data, we store inside that, we store in a state. Why we did? Because we need to get the data inside the return function, and a state is globally accessed within a component. So we store inside the state. Then inside the state, we map the data and we were showing this result. Okay. So just try this first. Inside this, what are the things we have? We were using the lifecycle method with the help of use effect. We were calling the axios. Okay. So these two things. So we'll wrap up today over here only. Okay. You have any doubt, you can ask anyone. I'll share the code and recorded session after this class. Anyone have doubt? Okay, I think all good. Okay, then I'll share you the code first and then I'll sort the recorded session also.